$1.1 billion. That ticket is somewhere in New Jersey, but nobody has stepped up to claim it. They have until March 26th to do that. So anyway, back to the prize in question this Christmas. You've got about a 1 in 300 million chance to win, so maybe you're starting to mentally keep up with the Joneses. If you win, that total prize, $944 million, is richer than MLB superstar Juan Soto's entire new 15-year mega deal. But you're still not even halfway to the gross sales from Taylor Swift's Eras Tour. And a quick pit stop here for the fine print. The lump sum payments, about $430 million, be around $270 million after taxes. The drawing is on Christmas Eve at 11 p.m. Eastern, Diane.
All right, ABC's Will Reeve. A lot of people, I'm sure, crossing fingers for that one. Thanks. Coming up, new fallout after actress Blake Lively accuses her co-star and director of sexual harassment. What's happening to Justin Baldoni as other stars speak out? Also ahead, a Christmas greeting from Buckingham Palace. Princess Kate's personal message after a challenging year for her and the royal family. Plus the concern over microplastics in takeout containers. What you need to know to stay safe before enjoying your holiday leftovers.
Nothing makes a gathering great like Eggland's best eggs. They're just so delicious. With better nutrition, too. For us, it's eggs any style, as long as they're the best. Eggland's best.
Pain hits fast, so get relief fast. Only Tylenol Rapid Release Gels have laser-drilled holes. They release medicine fast for fast pain relief. Tylenol Rapid Release Gels.
Captain, ever since you discovered zesty Hidden Valley Ranch, you never stay in character anymore.
You know we're not actually pirates, right?
Of course we be pirates. Look at me hook.
Hidden Valley Ranch.
Only serious about flavor.
I think we need a bigger yard.
With our credit? This yard's fine.
Go long.
Too long. But didn't I hear I found you?
Yeah. Look, Credit Karma can show us how to improve our credit for free. Then we can get a place at the bigger yard.
You hear that, Nora?
Yay.
From free credit scores to home loans and everything in between. Intuit Credit Karma. Download the app today.
When I was younger, my calling was to play football. But as I grew older, I realized life isn't about how many people you can knock down. It's about how many people you can lift up. At Ram, our calling is to build game-changing trucks. So when you find your calling, nothing can stop you from answering it.
During the Ram Wrap Up the Year sales event, get $6,500 combined cash allowance. Plus current Ford brand owners or lessees get $2,000 bonus cash on the purchase of select 2025 Ram 1500 trucks.
Y'all see this? Patrick Mahomes is saying goodbye. People was tripping.
Where are you going?
He was actually saying goodbye to his old phone.
I'm switching to the amazing new iPhone 16 Pro at T-Mobile.
It's the first iPhone built for Apple Intelligence. That's like peanut butter on jelly on gold. Get 4 iPhone 16 Pro on us. Plus 4 lines for $25. And save on every plan versus the other big guys. What a deal. That's a lot if you ask me. If y'all giving it away too fast, T-Mobile, slow down.
Since forever, we've hated Mondays. Monday. But it doesn't have to be like this. Introducing Monday Hair Care. Our modern, award-winning formulas. Smooth, hydrate, and protect against whatever life throws at you. No more bad Mondays. Monday Hair Care.
We are following breaking news. The suspect in the killing of United Healthcare CEO is set to appear in New York State court. He arrived just minutes ago to face an 11-count indictment, including first-degree murder in the furtherance of terrorism. We will be following this breaking story. Again, that suspect has just arrived in court moments ago, set to be arraigned today. And actress Blake Lively is suing her It Ends With Us co-star and director Justin Baldoni, accusing him of sexual harassment and trying to ruin her reputation. Baldoni denies the allegations, but is already facing some fallout. ABC's Lara Spencer has more.
This is a big moment.
Sure is. Thank you so much for your service business.
Blake Lively taking legal action against actor Justin Baldoni, her co-star and director of the box office hit It Ends With Us, accusing Baldoni of sexual harassment and waging a smear campaign against her, which he denies.
Stop walking through this party following me around.
Can you just shut up for 1 second?
Talk of tension between the two stars swirled around the film's release in August.
They won't even take a picture together.
Over the weekend, Lively filing an 80-page complaint with the California Civil Rights Department alleging sexual misconduct on set, behavior Lively says caused her severe emotional distress. According to the complaint, Baldoni showed nude videos and images of women, discussed sexual conquests, and criticized Lively's body and weight. Lively, who's a producer on the movie, alleging Baldoni even improvised physical intimacy and kissing during one scene, stating, quote, Mr. Baldoni insisted on shooting the full scene over and over again, well beyond what would have been required on an ordinary set, and without advance notice or consent. The filing details an all-hands meeting that took place to address these concerns, with Lively's husband, Ryan Reynolds, in attendance as well.
It's really seeming to be her and Ryan Reynolds against Justin Baldoni.
Lively says after speaking up, she was retaliated against, claiming Baldoni and his production company, Wayfarer Studios, engaged in social manipulation by amplifying negative content about her online. She points to private text messages between Baldoni's reps. The publicist texting Baldoni wants to feel like she can be buried.
Now, Aladdin's hot, obviously. Like, so weirdly hot, you know what I mean? He's like so nimble, you know, and no shirts for Aladdin, vests only. Each step he's flashing nipple, 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 you know? And I know he's not Jewish, but he's like wearing a kippah. I'm like, what's up, Aladdin? What's going on, dude?
On the best-selling novel about a woman in an abusive relationship, grossing over $350 million worldwide. The book's author, Colleen Hoover, coming to Lively's defense. Posting on Instagram, quote, Blake Lively, you have been nothing but honest, kind, supportive, and patient since the day we met. Never change, never wilt.
Now that Blake Lively has filed this complaint, the defendants named in it will have to respond, and then we'll have discovery, other arguments made to see whether this case goes to some form of a trial or if it's settled before that.
Lara Spencer, thank you. And Lively's Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants co-stars put out a group statement saying they stand in solidarity with her and are inspired by her courage. Lively released her own statement over the weekend saying she hopes her legal action helps pull back the curtain on what she calls sinister retaliatory tactics aimed at harming people who speak up about misconduct. And an investigation's underway after more than 170 skiers and snowboarders were stranded on a gondola in Colorado. Winter Park Resort says everyone was evacuated safely, but some were trapped for hours. ABC's Andrew Dimbert has the latest.
A dramatic rescue at a popular ski resort in Colorado.
Girl, hang on.
Video capturing skiers and snowboarders being lowered from a gondola after it malfunctioned, leaving them stranded and suspended in midair for 6 hours.
We heard them power it down, and then I realized that this was not your normal run-of-the-mill, let's stop the lift, and that there was something really serious.
Good luck, Annabelle. You got this, girl.
Rescuers using ropes and ladders to save the 174 people who became trapped when the ski lift stopped mid-trip Saturday afternoon.
They were calling up to the gondolas, calling to us, are you okay? Is anyone hurt?
Investigators say this photo posted online, clearly showing a cracked piece of metal, was part of the malfunction. According to Winter Park Resort, the gondola has 75 cabins that can carry up to 3,600 skiers in an hour, taking riders up about 10,000 feet. Passengers telling us they're thankful for the first responders who saved their Christmas.
You had to pry the door open and then swing into the door, like Santa Claus.
Diane, thankfully, no one was injured. The incident was also the first time the lift has been evacuated since opening 6 years ago. The cause is still under investigation. Diane?
ABC's Andrew Dimbert, thank you. And we're also following some breaking news. The suspect in the killing of United Healthcare CEO is in New York State court, set to be arraigned today. This is new video of his arrival just moments ago. He's facing an 11-count indictment, including first-degree murder in the furtherance of terrorism. We'll be right back.
Frosted Flakes good? They're great. Great.
You're still great, Grandpa.
See? Told ya. They're great.
Pain hits fast, so get relief fast. Only Tylenol Rapid Release Gels have laser-drilled holes. They release medicine fast for fast pain relief. Tylenol Rapid Release Gels.
Home warranty.
Focus.
Yes, focus on an American Home Shield warranty. It can protect your covered home systems and appliances like this AC with a repair or replacement.
Yes, thank you.
Home.
It's ohm, not home.
Yeah, it's home. Pretty sure it's home. American Home Shield. Sign up today at ahs.com.
I think we need a bigger yard.
With our credit, this yard's fine.
Go on.
Too long. But didn't I hear I found you?
Yeah. Look, Credit Karma can show us how to improve our credit for free. Then we can get a place with the bigger yard.
You hear that, Nora?
Yay.
From free credit scores to home loans and everything in between. Intuit Credit Karma. Download the app today.
Since forever, we've hated Mondays. Monday. But it doesn't have to be like this. Introducing Monday Hair Care. Our modern, award-winning formulas. Smooth, hydrate, and protect. Against whatever life throws at you. No more bad Mondays. Monday Hair Care.
Oh, we are back.
What are we doing tonight?
Well, the dog stole your arm.
Again?
And the humans are shopping with Rakuten.
What's Rakuten?
It's cash back at your favorite stores.
So it's like shopping the sales?
Better. It's cash back on top of sales.
What? I didn't know you could stack savings.
Girl, you can stack anything. Look at us.
Oh, look at us. Oh, shh. Don't look at us.
Don't look at us.
Rakuten. Whew, that was close.
The year 2024. Historic, consequential, extraordinary.
The year 2024? Are you kidding?
Kind of crazy.
This is what I dreamed of.
We're running it all back.
America's homecoming king and queen.
Very demure, very mindful.
All the stories that make you go,
Girl, goodbye. Pull up a seat 2024. I got a couple things to say to you.
It's the year 2024 with Robin Roberts.
Are you ready for the year?
Now streaming on Hulu.
Welcome back to ABC News Live. King Charles is set to deliver his Christmas message from a non-royal location for the first time in more than a decade. Meanwhile, Princess Kate released a personal message after her battle with cancer this year. They both come after a challenging year for a royal family. ABC's Ian Pannell has more.
Welcome to our Together at Christmas carol service.
Poignant words from Princess Kate in this personal message to mark the holiday season.
Christmas is one of my favourite times of the year. It is a time for presents, tinsel and mince pies, but it's also a time to slow down and reflect on the deeper things that connect us all.
The princess, who's recovering from cancer, speaking on an introduction to her Christmas carol concert, where she was joined by her husband, Prince William, and their 3 children.
The Christmas story encourages us to consider the experiences and feelings of others. It also reflects our own vulnerabilities.
Kate's appearance at the carol concert, one of a very few selected engagements she attended this year. A year Prince William called brutal and probably the hardest of his life, with both his wife and father undergoing treatment for cancer. While Kate announced she'd completed chemo in September, we've recently learnt that the King's treatment is continuing into next year. Love and empathy, the theme of this year's carol concert.
It is love, which is the greatest gift we can receive. Not just at Christmas, but every day of our lives.
Well, Diane, love and empathy is a pretty fitting theme, I think. After this tough year for the Royals, dealing with this double diagnosis, they're all going to be regrouping in Norfolk, spending time together as a family, and then we're going to see them all together soon at Sandringham on that walk to church on Christmas Day. I didn't find my invite for Sandringham, so I'll be spending it here. Diane?
Ian, panel, thank you. And researchers are raising new concerns over takeout food containers. They say the containers could potentially increase your exposure to certain chemicals and microplastics. ABC News' Rihanna Nally has the details.
The growing concerns over possible microplastics in those takeout food containers and questions about their safety.
And so this is what it looks like to put my leftovers in candy jars.
Wendy Petta opting to rid her home completely of single-use plastics, posting this TikTok garnering over 200,000 views.
So I just decided I was going to slowly start purchasing glass food storage containers. And in the meantime, I started using canning jars.
The idea that single-use plastics are dangerous comes from simply not using it as directed. It is intended to be a single-use product.
Researchers say certain chemicals can potentially leach into your food when these single-use containers, typically used for takeout, are heated in the microwave. And long-term use can increase possible exposure to microplastics.
Studies suggest even washing thicker, sturdier plastics like this in your dishwasher on the hot cycle could still be hazardous.
There is some evidence that it's possible that black containers may leach out more chemicals than other containers. They may be more dangerous than other containers, but notice that I'm saying they may be. We don't know for sure. More research needs to be done.
California is trying to crack down on the pervasiveness of single-use plastic packaging, with a new law requiring producers to sell 25% less of it in the state and making sure it is recyclable or compostable by 2032. Europe taking it a step further. The European Union enacting legislation outright banning certain single-use plastics when alternatives are available.
So there is not concrete evidence that it impacts our health in a negative way. The reality is that this growing body of evidence is just that. It's still growing. We're still learning.
The Plastics Industry Association telling ABC News our industry prioritizes human health, which is why we are committed to ensuring that plastic is the most suitable and responsible choice for every application in which it is used.
And it's not just food. Experts also say if you're on the go at the airport or to see holiday sites and you forget your reusable water bottle and you buy one that's intended for single use, it is not a good idea to refill it and then drink from it. Diane?
All right, good to know. ABC News' Rihanna Nally, thank you. Coming up, if you haven't finished your shopping, we are here to help. We'll tell you where you can find the biggest discounts on last-minute gifts and what you need to know about shipping deadlines.
Frosted Flakes good? They're great. Great.
You're still great, Grandpa.
See? Told ya. They're great.
Here's the deal. You're losing 1% of your skin's collagen each year starting in your 20s. That's why you need me, your collagen banker. Collagen Bank strengthens the collagen you have and builds the collagen you don't. For plump and glowing skin.
Since forever, we've hated Mondays. Monday. But it doesn't have to be like this. Introducing Monday Hair Care. Our modern, award-winning formulas. Smooth, hydrate, and protect against whatever life throws at you. No more bad Mondays. Monday Hair Care.
I think we need a bigger yard.
With our credit? This yard's fine. Go long.
Too long. But then I hear I found you.
Yeah. Look, Credit Karma can show us how to improve our credit for free. Then we can get a place with a bigger yard.
You hear that, Nora?
Yay.
From free credit scores to home loans and everything in between. Intuit Credit Karma. Download the app today.
The only thing on the road faster than a race car are rising car repair costs. But with Endurance, you'll never pay for covered car repairs again.
Just 2 claims saved us over $1,700.
If I didn't have Endurance, I would have paid over $7,000 out of pocket to repair my vehicle.
So make the call. Find out how much you could save with Endurance.
Call right now to get $300 off any plan. Call 1-833-440-3904 now.
Gusto is the #1 choice for small business payroll. It's fast. It's trusted. It's a great value. And when it comes to running your business, it's the best choice you can make. Get started for free at gusto.com.
Oh, we are back.
What are we doing tonight?
Well, the dog stole your arm.
Again?
And the humans are shopping with Rakuten.
What's Rakuten?
It's cash back at your favorite stores.
So it's like shopping the sales?
Better. It's cash back on top of sales.
What? I didn't know you could stack savings.
Girl, you can stack anything. Look at us.
Look at us. Oh, shh. Don't look at us.
Don't look at us.
Rakuten. Whew, that was close.
America's #1 most watched daytime talk show is ABC's The View.
You all heard it here first. This is going to be must-see TV. And so much could happen. That's why it's called the what? The View.
Welcome back to ABC News Live. First, Christmas and Hanukkah are just 2 days away, and if you still have some gifts to buy, not to worry. Retailers are rolling out some deals and discounts for all you last-minute shoppers. ABC News' Elizabeth Schulze has the details for us. Hi, Elizabeth.
Hey, Diane, for all you procrastinators out there, we've got your back. Major retailers are highlighting some last-minute gift categories online, and we're seeing some of the biggest discounts on toys, electronics, and beauty products. At Walmart, this Melissa and Doug 100-piece wooden block set is now just $10, down from $28. All you do have the option to pick that one up in store. Best Buy has these Apple AirPods Pro 2 plus 3 months of Apple Music free with purchase. $60 off, now $190. You can pick that up within the store in an hour. And Macy's is promoting holiday beauty gift boxes like this Kiehl's 4-piece skincare set for just $23. That's $23 off. For some Macy's gifts, if you place an order by noon today, you can select same-day shipping for just $5. Target also has same-day delivery for anyone in its membership program up until 3 p.m. on Christmas Eve. Now, if you want to get your gift to a loved one by Christmas and Hanukkah, you do still have some shipping options, but they are not going to be cheap. Today is the deadline for UPS next-day air service. Also the deadline for FedEx overnight air service. But when you look at how much it's going to cost you, it's going to be about $100 or more for a box. So think about some other options. Food and ride delivery subscriptions. And Easy Win Costco members right now can get 2 gift cards to Uber for $50 gift cards, just $75 total. Think about a subscription for a gift box for people's pets. That's a great option. BarkBox and Chewy have some deals right now for first-time customers. Finally, you always can't go wrong with the frame photo. We see deals at CVS and Walgreens off photo prints right now. For some of those gift cards or subscriptions, or maybe gifts that aren't going to arrive on time, maybe you wrap it up. More fun for someone to unwrap that than opening up an email with a gift code, Diane.
It is a great tip. Elizabeth Schulze, thank you. And the holiday week is here, and if you're hitting the road to see friends or family, you will not be alone. According to AAA, nearly 90% of holiday travelers will be driving to their destinations, with more than 100 million Americans expected on the roads. They also predict a record-breaking nearly 8 million passengers will fly over the next 10 days. So what can you do to help ensure your trip goes smoothly? Expedia travel expert Christy Hudson has more on that. Hi, Christy. Thanks for coming on. You know, most people, they know where they're going, right? We know how we're going to get there, but the timing could still be in question. So what's the best time to hit the road over the next 2 days?
Yeah, we are right smack in the middle of what has been forecasted to be a record-breaking Christmas travel week. And of course, winter weather is a factor, whether you're traveling by air or in the car. So mornings tend to be best over the next couple days. If you're headed to grandma's house, if you're headed to the airports, setting out early and before 2 to 3 p.m. tends to be the golden rule. Of course, if you're going to the airport, you want to plan for delays. We've already seen some winter weather across the country causing some cancellations and delays.
Now, there's snow in the forecast across the country. So if your flight is canceled or delayed, what should your first move be?
always download the app. So these days, calling, and waiting on hold, going to the airport and standing in line for the agent, you can do those things, but you can easily open up the app. There's self-service tools. It'll tell you whether you can switch to a new flight, cancel and get a refund. It'll just have all the options there. It also is going to give you those real-time push notifications so that you're up to date on what's going on with your flight.
And what if you're traveling with kids? Any tips on how to keep them occupied?
Near and dear to my heart, I have an 8 and a 5-year-old, and we have been traveling since they were babies, and often over the holidays, it can be stressful. The name of the game to me is snacks. Bring extra diapers, a change of clothes in case they spill something on themselves. Change clothes for you isn't always a bad idea as well. But you know what? I always say that travel, airports, it's a judgment-free zone. There's no rules about screen time today. You're just trying to survive and get to your destination. So do what you got to do.
As someone who just flew with a 6 and 3-year-old, amen to all of that, Christy. And everyone focuses on getting to their destination, but sometimes getting home can be even more complicated, longer, busier, etc. So are there days or times to avoid when you're heading back from the holiday?
Yeah, with Christmas on a Wednesday this year, the weekend before and then the weekend after are really the prime days at the airport. If, it might be too late to change your dates, but Monday is always a little bit better. The day after Christmas is also a really, really busy day. People are setting out for that kind of break between Christmas and New Year's. So those are the days to be aware of.
What about public transportation? If you're in an area, for example, where you usually drive, but you could maybe take the train, is that a good option, or is that also going to be super packed?
Yeah, we also haven't seen some weather-related delays with trains. I think Amtrak has been seeing some issues with on-time trains and stuff like that. So, in general, patience is key this time of year. Everyone's trying to get where they're going, and the people who are working at the airports and at the train stations, they all want you to get where you're going too. So be patient. 'Tis the season. Be kind, and hopefully you'll get there smoothly.
And Christy, sometimes you get there, but your bag's not so much. Any tips if you have a mishap with the luggage and it stays in one airport when you're in the other, kind of a thing?
Yeah, I love to carry on for that exact reason, but this time of year, obviously you have heavier clothes, you might need that larger bag. You can track your luggage with those barcodes that they give you. Often you can even do that through the travel apps as well. Sometimes you're entitled to a bit of a stipend to get you through until you're reunited with your bag. So there are definitely some ways. I would start with the app, and if you need to, and you're at the airport, go talk to the agents as well.
All right, Expedia travel expert Christy Hudson. Thank you, Christy. Safe travels to you.
Yep, happy holidays.
Thanks, same to you. And it's Christmas in Springfield, and The Simpsons are celebrating with a double episode holiday special. Our Chris Connolly talked to the people who've been bringing the characters to life for 35 years. Take a look.
It's a double episode of the record-breaking series and their latest holiday extravaganza. Come On, All Ye Faithful shows The Simpsons still keeping it fresh in season 36.
Springfield town is where Santa Claus resides.
So that's showrunner EP Matt Selman on a real-life version of the famous Simpsons couch, celebrating this milestone alongside some of the series' beloved character voices since 1989, Nancy Cartwright, Yardley Smith, and Hank Azaria.
Matt, what's special about this double episode?
It's our first exclusive episode on Disney+. That's a big deal. So we wanted to go all in with a double Christmas episode. And it's very spiritual, and it's really a deep show.
In it, Homer is hypnotized and believes that he is Santa Claus himself, while in the aftermath, flawless Ned Flanders has a sudden crisis of faith.
It's a Christmas miracle over here.
This is epic. Exactly to the day, 35 years ago, we premiered Simpsons Roasting on an Open Fire. And we all remember that, I'm sure.
Debuting Nancy Cartwright's Bart in holiday mode.
Oh, jingle bells, Batman smells, Robin laid an egg. The Batmobile broke its wheel, the Joker got a
How many grades does this school have?
Long before playing Lisa Simpson, Yardley Smith had been teased by her classmates for the distinctive sound of her speaking voice.
teased mercilessly because I've always sounded like this. I think because of that, because I was teased so mercilessly, that I really just didn't think that my voice could be that much of an asset.
So you showed everybody back in grade school.
Yeah, who has the last laugh now?
Hank, you always said you based some of your voices on actual people. Where's Mo from?
Then when he's not expecting it, bam! The old fork in the eye.
Mo, I grew up idolizing Al Pacino. Young Al, you know, dog day afternoon Al. I'm dying here. Everybody's coming down on me here. That Al. On an audition for the show, I did this. I did Al Pacino. Simon, the late Sam Simon, said, can you make it gravelly? So if you make Al Pacino gravelly, you get Mo. And that was that there.
That's the best story ever.
Also prominently featured in this double episode is one of Nancy's other major characters, wide-eyed fan favorite Ralph Wiggum.
I'm Ralph Wiggum, and I've been a good boy.
How is Ralph different from Bart's voice?
Oh, drastically. Bart is really simple to do. I just push him, like he's like here in my throat here. Ralph is, I don't know where he is, somewhere in my head. He's floating around.
Nancy, your niece is Sabrina Carpenter?
Yeah, that's right.
Have you given her any advice as to how to survive this the excitement of show business?
You know, what can I say? She knew at age 6 years old that she wanted to work for Disney. That was her dream at age 6. She just has created her own path, and I wouldn't be surprised someday she's an EGOT.
Big thanks to Chris Connolly for that. I'm Diane Macedo. The news never stops, and neither do we. We have a lot more news right after the break. Stay with us.
When you decide to make your first drink different, you decide to enjoy the night. You decide to wake up ready for the day. And you decide to make tomorrow even better. ZBiotics Pre-Alcohol, the science behind your next great morning. Learn more at zbiotics.com.
And fries or salad? Fries or salad. Why does that question feel more like a question of our character? And why does this little guy give us such a big guilt trip?
Yeah.
And are we still pretending to like kale?
I hate kale.
I know. Look, we can't just eat whatever, whenever. But health goals are about progress, not perfection. Indulge today, reel it back in tomorrow. You just gotta know where you stand.
So, fries or salad?
MyFitnessPal, nutrition tracking for real life. Download now.
Ooh, fun. Yikes. The leaky refrigerator coil card. Is that bad? Oh, death! Death? Of an AC fan motor. Oh, no. But your future is bright with an American Home Shield warranty to protect your covered appliances and home systems. Are there bees behind me?
My bees escaped.
Phil, we talked about this. American Home Shield. Sign up today at ahs.com.
I think we need a bigger yard.
With our credit? This yard's fine. Go long.
Too long. But then I hear I found you.
Yeah. Look, Credit Karma can show us how to improve our credit for free. Then we can get a place with a bigger yard.
You hear that, Nora?
Yay.
From free credit scores to home loans and everything in between, Intuit Credit Karma. Download the app today.
More Americans choose ABC News, America's #1 news source. ABC's David Muir, the most watched newscast in America.
I'll get you home. Got a crew of murderous bounty hunters. He's coming after us. We have to move fast.
We have no idea who he is.
You can trust me.
You're a Jedi, right?
Of course.
What just happened?
Watch this.
Skeleton Crew. New episodes Tuesdays, only on Disney+.
Hey! Good morning, America. Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Are you ready? They are ready. Covering the biggest events in the country right now.
There's a lot going on here this morning.
You don't just see it, you feel it.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in too.
I'll be here.
I am here and so happy.
I'm in.
I'm in too.
Michael, George, Clara,
Ginger.
This week, tracking brutal cold from Texas to the Northeast and a new storm just before Christmas. Plus, the Trump transition, where things stand on World News Tonight with David Muir, America's most watched newscast.
This is a world that is changing very quickly. This was just filled with forests.
There. Mufasa, the Lion King.
Ooh, that looks good. This holiday season, destiny awaits you. You can bring your whole family and experience Mufasa the Lion King in 3D.
Everything the light touches belongs to me.
You'll have to take it.
Now went swimmingly, if I say so myself.
Mufasa the Lion King.
We're here too. Yeah, why are you leaving us outside this story?
Rated PG.
Hi, I'm Diane Macedo. Today on ABC News Live. First, we have breaking news. The suspect in the United Healthcare CEO murder is back in court today. What's at stake as a 26-year-old pleads not guilty? And the holiday deep freeze. Millions of people are waking up to bone-chilling temperatures as a new fast-moving storm sweeps across the country. How cold it's going to get and who could see a white Christmas? Plus, the travel alert as more than 100 million people hit the road for the holidays. But first, the man accused of killing United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson has pleaded not guilty to murdering the United Healthcare CEO. The suspect is facing 11 charges, including first-degree murder in the furtherance of terrorism. ABC legal contributor Brian Buckmeyer joins me with the latest on this case. So, Brian, what happens now? You have the suspect pleading not guilty to state charges. He's also facing federal charges. So what happens next in both of these cases?
Well, interestingly enough, during this arraignment in state court on these murder charges, the prosecutor has said that they have, quote-unquote, primary jurisdiction. And the judge told the prosecutor in Manhattan to try to figure it out, because at least by my research, he is in MDC, which puts him in federal custody, and that's who he came with when he showed up to the court. He is not in state custody. So figuring out who goes first in terms of the prosecution of Luigi Mangione would be paramount. But also the next steps we found out is that the ADA in Manhattan said there's at least 2 terabytes of discovery, a voluminous amount, as they said. And so we're gonna have to sift through that discovery and see when we're gonna have another court date.
All right, ABC legal contributor Brian Buckmeyer, thank you. And millions of people are braving dangerously cold temperatures from the Midwest to the Northeast. It's the coldest December in 2 years in the Northeast, with an Arctic blast dumping snow on several states from Pennsylvania to Massachusetts. It comes as millions of people are expected to take to the skies for the holidays. And we have team coverage. ABC News transportation correspondent Sam Sweeney is following that whole holiday travel rush. Well, let's start things off with meteorologist Samara Theodore. Samara, it is freezing outside. How is the weather going to contribute to all of this?
Oh, my goodness, Diane. For me, it'd make me stay at home. Look at those people traveling through the airport right now. They're braving something I don't think I could do. Here's a look now of people going through a Christmas market right here in New York City, all bundled up, braving the cold. So good for them. Good for them. All right. So New York City's low temperature, we reached 13 16 degrees. This is the coldest December temperature we've had in 2 years. So if you're thinking, it hasn't been this cold in so long, it really hasn't. So it's a shock to the system. Make sure you're layered up. And the cold is kind of sticking around through this morning. These are wind chills this morning. Cold weather advisory stretches far south as Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, into the Carolinas. Burlington, Vermont feels like 6 degrees below zero. That is a bite to the air. And I know people always tell me, well, Samara, it's winter, but still, it doesn't mean it's not like brutally cold out there. So here's a look at the milder temperatures that are moving in. That milder weather that they have been just relishing in out west is going to start to migrate a little bit farther east. So that's good news for us. And by mild, I mean New York. I hope you're happy with 41 on Friday. I don't know if that's a big change, but it's big enough compared to what we're dealing with. Memphis, Tennessee headed back into the 60s. Chicago 50 by Friday. Raleigh 53 over the next couple of days, including Christmas Day. Kansas City warming up there to mild 53 by Friday as well. Now let's talk about this travel forecast. I know a lot of folks may be not just flying, but hitting the roads as well. So we're watching a few systems. First, I'm going to start with the Great Lakes and the East Coast. Here we go. Here's your headlines. Ice and snow alerts for 13 states, including Michigan, including Wisconsin, parts of New England. Today, we're going to see some icy conditions along I-90 as we head into upstate New York. Into the Midwest. And then tomorrow, icy conditions along the I-95 corridor. But check this out. This is through this evening, 5:30 p.m. Notice where the snow is situated just south of Green Bay, moving across the state of Michigan, impacting I-94 there. And where you're seeing those little planes that look yellow, that's where we could anticipate some delays potentially. Then here comes Tuesday, Christmas Eve. What happens? This is at 8 a.m. Christmas Eve morning. You can see where the worst of the storm system is situated. It's along the I-95 corridor. Some icing possible down towards the Delmarva Peninsula, the Mid-Atlantic, including Washington, D.C. and Baltimore, the DMV region. And then we could see some snow in parts of northern New Jersey, Philadelphia, and also some delays, some plane delays there. So keep that in mind. But look how quickly that system moves out by Christmas Eve at lunchtime. This shouldn't be an issue. Just be mindful on the road to give yourself time so you can take your time. And finally, I'll leave you with the totals. We could see a glaze of ice in Michigan as well as the greater DMV area in Philadelphia. The dusting of snow will be in places like New York and Scranton, maybe a light coating, but the higher totals are farther north. And I'll just leave this with you, Diane. In order to constitute as a white Christmas, you can't say you've had a white Christmas unless you have 1 inch of snow on the ground at 7 a.m. on Christmas Day. And upstate New York, New England, they all look like they've got a good shot at a white Christmas. I don't make the rules. I just follow them. That's according to the National Weather Service.
Wait. I was going to say, I don't remember that being part of the song. So who's making these rules to you, Samara?
This is the National Weather Service. So, you know, they set the standard. They set the mark.
All right. We'll be keeping an eye on that. So some extreme in New York State Court. 26-year-old Luigi Mangione is facing an 11-count indictment, including first-degree murder in the furtherance of terrorism for allegedly shooting Thompson in the back outside a Manhattan hotel. If convicted, he faces life in prison without parole. He's also facing federal charges filed last week, possibly making him eligible for the death penalty. His lawyer calls those federal charges a pile-on and promises to, quote, move forward with a vigorous defense. And just moments ago, Mangione entered that plea to the state charges. Let's listen. And we saw just moments ago, he walked into that courtroom. You can see him in handcuffs, flanked by law enforcement as well as his attorneys. There were plenty of people in the courtroom as well, some supporters of him. And again, let's take a look at that moment that he entered his plea before the court.
Not guilty.
Your Honor, we have a copy of the indictment, notice of immigration consequences, as well as rap sheet. I believe the court has, if we give the court an extra copy and one to counsel. Does the court wish that we be heard with respect to bail?
Well, what is the situation with the federal authorities? They have a security for
As we understand that we have primary jurisdiction, and we have been informed by the U.S. Attorney that they intend on allowing us to try our case first. So with respect to whatever goes on there, as the party with primary jurisdiction, the trial and the sentencing will take place here prior to anything that takes place in the federal system.
So what you just said, the answer is it's fine if we take custody today.
That I'm not sure, because Your Honor signed a writ in which it says that we're going to return the defendant to federal custody. So I think that would be step two. I do think that logically, as the party with primary jurisdiction, the custody should be here, but I asked the court, in light of the court signing the writ, indicating that we would return him to federal custody, that be done at a later time.
Well, I've been through this before, and if you do that, they will read it right out of you. So don't think I'm going to do it. But if you work it out with them, that we will take custody rather than us bringing them back for any proceeding, that'll be great.
We will make every effort to accomplish that, Your Honor.
But there should be some kind of detainment, you know that.
Yes.
If there's a hearing order changes, there should be some mechanism to put on here.
Absolutely.
And then we can do that. All right, is there anything further?
Yes, Your Honor. We'd like to make a record, if that's okay with Your Honor. First, we'd request immediate expedited discovery in this case. The people have had this case for about almost 3 weeks, and that's more than enough time to gather as much information as they can give to us, especially now that we have two proceedings that we have to answer to, one of them being death eligible. So we are requesting that we get immediate discovery of the New York City Police Department and FBI and federal and state documents. And the second thing I want to make a record of, Your Honor, is I'm very concerned about my client's right to a fair trial in this case. He's being prejudiced by some statements that are being made by government officials. Like every other defendant, he's entitled to a presumption of innocence, but unfortunately, the way this has been handled so far, his rights are being violated. And as you know, Your Honor, there's a wealth of case law guaranteeing his right to a fair trial, but none of the safeguards have been put in place yet here. In fact, it's just the opposite of what's been happening. He's a young man, and he is being treated like a human ping pong ball between two warring jurisdictions here. These federal and state prosecutors are coordinating with one another, but at the expense of him. They have conflicting theories in their indictments, and they are literally treating him like he is like some sort of political fodder, like some sort of spectacle. He was on display for everyone to see in the biggest staged perp walk I've ever seen in my career. It was absolutely unnecessary. He's been cooperative with law enforcement. He had been in custody for over a week. He waived extradition. He was cooperative at all accounts. There was no reason for the NYPD and everybody to have these big assault rifles that, frankly, I had no idea was in their arsenal. And to have all of these the press there, the media there, it was like perfectly choreographed. And what was the New York City mayor doing at this press conference, Your Honor? That just made it utterly political. And as Your Honor knows, under Lauro v. Charles, the Court of Appeals for the Second Circuit has held it to be clearly established that these staged perp walks to the media, unrelated to a legitimate law enforcement objective, is unconstitutional. And I submit there was zero law enforcement objective to do that sort of perp walk. There's absolutely no need for that whatsoever. And frankly, Your Honor, the mayor should know more than anyone about the presumption of innocence that he too is afforded when dealing with his own issues. And frankly, I submit that he was just trying to detract from those issues by making a spectacle of Mr. Mangione, and there are consequences to this. He has a right to a fair trial, and I just want to put on the record statements that the mayor made publicly about my client. Nothing saying alleged, for example, and he said, I wanted to send a strong strong message with the police commissioner that we're leading from the front. I'm not going to just allow him to come into our city. I wanted to look him in the eye and state, you carried out this terrorist act in my city, the city of New York that I love. And he wanted to show symbolism. Your Honor, he's not a symbol. He's somebody who is afforded the right to a fair trial. He's innocent until proven guilty. And the mayor was talking to jurors, future potential jurors that elected him. Those are the people that elected him, that he is talking to and calling this man a terrorist. So, Your Honor, I just want to make a record of this and put everyone on notice that this has to stop. And my client is entitled to a fair trial and the presumption of innocence. And we're going to fight these charges, whether it's in the state or federal, to the fullest extent. Thank you, Your Honor.
We've been listening there to the attorney for Luigi Mangione, claiming he's being treated unfairly as he pleads not guilty to 11 counts in the murder of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. I want to bring in our senior investigative correspondent, Aaron Katursky. Aaron, you were in court as Mangione entered his plea. What was that like, and how are people reacting outside court?
He walked in chains, both around his waist and his ankles, Diane, and he did not say a word except to utter not guilty when asked how he pleaded to the 11-count state indictment. He appeared to keep his eyes forward, both coming and going, and did not appear to acknowledge the several rows of supporters, mainly young women, who came to see him in court. And outside here in court in front of me, Diane, there are also a few dozen supporters holding signs and chanting "Free Luigi" or chanting for health care. So they are not the only ones. The mayor is not the only one who's been talking about Luigi Mangione outside of court. A number of supporters are here with him as well, Diane.
And I want to bring in our legal contributor, Brian Buckmeyer, as well. Brian, we just heard Mangione's attorney saying that she believes her client's being treated unfairly. Now that he's pleaded not guilty to these state charges, what happens next with both the state case and the federal one?
Well, what we heard from the district attorney in Manhattan is that they're going to have primary jurisdiction. I think that's to the benefit of Luigi Mangione, because the state rules about how discovery, that being the information by which they're using to prosecute him, are much more open and expedited in New York State than it is in the federal court. So I think they're going to try to use the New York discovery to their advantage for both cases. And then next, as we heard as well from the prosecutor and the defense, they're going to try to figure out who goes first, where Luigi Mangione is either going to be housed or in whose custody, and to what extent this trial will be held in the state.
All right, Brian Buckmeyer, Aaron Katursky, thank you both. And we will have much more coverage throughout the day on ABC News Live and later on World News Tonight. I'm Diane Macedo. Have a great rest of the day.